in the gilded world of the Vanderbilts, where fortunes were made and marriages were strategic alliances. Julian Vanderbilt was the most eligible bachelor in New York. He was handsome, heir to a staggering fortune, and possessed a charm that could disarm even the most cynical socialite. Society had already chosen his bride, Isabella Worthington, the daughter of a rival tycoon. Their union would be more than a marriage. It would be the merger of two empires, a deal sealed not with ink, but with a diamond ring. Everyone, from his domineering father to the gossiping matrons of the Upper East Side, pushed Julian towards Isabella. She was beautiful, intelligent, and moved through their world with an effortless grace. On paper, she was perfect. Their engagement party was the event of the season, a lavish affair where champagne flowed like water and diamonds glittered under crystal chandeliers. Julian played his part, smiling for the cameras, his arm around Isabella, but his eyes were distant, searching for someone who wasn't there. That someone was Clara. She was a maid in the Vanderbilt mansion, a quiet girl with eyes that held a world of untold stories. She moved through the grand halls like a ghost, her presence barely noticed by the family she served. But Julian noticed. He saw the way she'd pause to admire a painting, the gentle way she cared for the wilting roses in the library, the hidden smile that would appear when she thought no one was looking. Their interactions began in secret, a shared glance across a crowded room, a brief conversation in the quiet of the early morning before the house stirred. Julian found himself making excuses to be in the library when he knew she would be dusting. He'd ask her questions, not about her duties, but about her dreams, her favorite books, the life she lived outside these cold, marble walls. He learned she was an artist, her small room filled with charcoal sketches of the city she observed from afar. She spoke of a world beyond wealth and status, a world of simple beauty and genuine connection. With Clara, Julian felt seen. Not as the Vanderbilt heir, but as just Julian. She wasn't impressed by his name or his money. She was interested in his thoughts, his fears, the man beneath the polished exterior. Their stolen moments became the highlight of his days. A late-night walk in the garden, their hands brushing, a silent understanding passing between them that was more profound than any words they could speak. He was falling in love, a deep, inconvenient, and terrifying love. Meanwhile, the pressure from his father, Richard Vanderbilt, was immense. Richard saw the marriage to Isabella as the crowning achievement of his life's work. "This isn't about love, Julian," he'd thunder in his study. "It's about legacy. It's about power. The Worthingtons will secure our future. Don't throw it all away for some foolish infatuation." Isabella, for her part, was not blind. She was a shrewd woman and sensed Julian's emotional distance. At a charity gala, she confronted him. "You're a million miles away, Julian," she said, her voice cool and measured. "Everyone is watching us. They expect a fairy tale. Are you going to give them one, or is your heart somewhere else?" Julian couldn't answer, his silence a confession. He looked across the ballroom and saw Clara standing by the doorway, her simple black uniform a stark contrast to the glittering gowns. Their eyes met, and in that moment, he knew he couldn't live a lie. The breaking point came a week before the wedding. The final preparations were underway, the entire city abuzz with anticipation. Julian was in his father's office, staring at the prenuptial agreement, a document that bound to families and to fortunes. His father was beaming, a glass of expensive whiskey in hand. To the future son, to the Vanderbilt Worthington empire. Julian put the pen down. "I can't do it, father." The smile vanished from Richard's face. "What did you say?" "I can't marry Isabella," Julian repeated, his voice firm. "I don't love her." "Love," his father scoffed. "Love is a luxury we can't afford. This is about duty." "No," Julian said, standing up. "My duty is to be true to myself, and my heart belongs to someone else." The ensuing argument was explosive. His father threatened to disinherit him, to cut him off completely. "You will be a nobody. You will have nothing," he roared. "Is this girl, this servant, worth throwing away everything?" Julian looked his father in the eye. She is worth more than everything you can offer. He walked out of the office, leaving his father speechless and enraged. He knew what he had to do. He found Clara in the kitchen, her hands busy polishing silver, her expression worried. She had heard the shouting. He walked over to her, ignoring the shocked stares of the other staff. He took the polishing cloth from her hands and held them in his. "Clara," he said, his voice soft but clear, "I've been living a life that wasn't mine. Everyone has been telling me who I should be, what I should want, but you showed me who I really am." He took a deep breath. "I love you. I've called off the wedding. I know this is sudden, and I know what I'm asking is insane, but will you leave this all behind with me? We'll have nothing but each other. But for me, that's everything." Tears streamed down Clara's face. The entire kitchen was silent, holding its breath. She looked at his earnest face, the man who was willing to give up a kingdom for her. Slowly, she nodded. "Yes, Julian," she whispered. "Yes." That night, they left. Julian packed a single bag, leaving behind his designer suits, his luxury cars, his trust fund. He walked out of the Vanderbilt mansion for the last time, not as an heir, but as a free man. Clara was waiting for him at the end of the long driveway, a small suitcase in her hand. Together, they hailed a yellow cab and disappeared into the city lights. The scandal was immense. The headlines screamed, "Vanderbilt air dumps tycoon's daughter for Maid." Society was aghast. His father disowned him, as promised. Isabella, surprisingly, handled it with public grace, though the Worthington family was furious. For a while, Julian and Clara struggled. They lived in a small apartment in Brooklyn. Julian, who had never worked a day in his life, took a job at a construction site. Clara sold her sketches at a local market. It was hard. They faced judgment and hardship. There were days they barely had enough for rent, but they had each other. Their small apartment was filled with more warmth and laughter than the entire Vanderbilt mansion. Julian discovered the joy of earning his own living, of building something with his own two hands. Clara's art began to get noticed, and soon a small gallery offered to feature her work. Years passed. Julian and Clara built a life together, a life based not on wealth or status, but on love, respect, and shared dreams. He never regretted his choice. He had been pushed to marry the rich girl, to secure an empire of things. But he chose the quiet maid, and in doing so, he found a kingdom within himself, a richness of the soul that no fortune could ever buy. He chose love, and that was the greatest legacy of all. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by Julian and Clara's story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more incredible stories. See you next time.